What's happening, everyone, man? You're talking to Dre here, man. This is Dre's channel. Thanks for tuning in. Today, man, I'm going to be talking about Arreola against Andy Ruiz Jr. So I'm going to break that fight down for you, man. Before I do, man, I want to say thank you, man. Thanks for all the comments. Thanks for the feedback, man. And thanks for those few boxing fans, man, that have been commenting. It's always good to hear the feedback from the boxing fans, But just in general, man, thanks to everyone that's tuned into the channel so far. But yeah, man, I'm gonna talk about that fight, man. Arreola against Andy Ruiz Jr., man. Basically, both Mexican fighters. Both Mexican fighters, Arreola's been in the game for quite a while now. I'm gonna just park up, man. Alright, safety first, So Arreola's been in the game, man, for quite a while now, I'm gonna say that he's more of a brawler than a boxer, He's a inside fighter. He likes to fight on the inside. He likes to trade blows. Basically likes to slug it out, That's who Chris Arreola is. He's had a lot of good fights, against top prospects in the division, and then even in previous, when Vitaly Klitschko was champ, he fought him as well. So previous eras is the word I'm looking for. Even in previous eras, he's fought top contenders. So, Arreola's been in the game for a while, man, and yeah, man, he's I would say he's got good power. He's got good power. Like I said, he likes to fight on the inside. He's an inside fighter. They call him window shoppers, Basically, put your guard up, I'll give you a shot, man. I'll take one back, man. It's a window shopper, So the windows, your two arms are up, man. That's your guard, So he's like a window shopper, man. Let's trade blow for blow sort of fighter, because he's got that power. About an 80% knockout ratio, or Arreola. Yeah, so he's had a long amateur career, 200 odd fights. Like I said, he's been in the game for a long time. I commend him for his heart, He does have a heart of a champion. I wouldn't say that he fights like a champion, but I'd say he's got a heart of the champion, man. He really does. Doesn't give up, and I commend him for all the fights that he's had in his career. He's also had a shot at the title, against Bermane Stavern, which was a vacated bout from Vitaly Klitschko. Vitaly Klitschko, he had the WBC bout, so he vacated, which allowed Stavern and Arreola to fight for it. So back then, man, that was probably his best chance of winning the World Heavyweight Championship of the world, man, WBC, So so he's done quite well in his career. He has had a lot of losses, but like I said, he's fought top prospects, Wilder and Klitschko. But that being said, man, he has also taken a lot of damage, man. He is strong. And, like I say, I commend him for his heart. He's got the heart of a champion, man. You watch those fights, man, against Wilder and Vitaly. And you can see, man, that he takes a lot of punishment, man. He does take a lot of punishment. Um, a lot of punishment where the referee actually has to stop the fight, you know. Um, so, I mean, Arreola, man, he's 40, I think 41 now. Like I said, he's been in the game for a long time, man. So, if anything, man, what he needs to do against Andy is to try to hurt him early with the right hand. If you watch his last fight against Adam Konecki, he gets injured in those later rounds. In those later rounds, he actually wins the rounds, you know, because he's using that right hand, basically his get out of jail card, I call it, you know. Basically, it gets him out of that, all those big blows that he takes, man, because he takes a lot of punishment, man. Chris Arreola. So against Andy, man, I'd say that he really does need to hurt him early. Andy Ruiz, man, is a spectacular fighter. He is, you know, I only really heard about him when he fought Joseph Parker, because that was for the WBO championship, and but you know that was another vacated bout from Tyson Fury. He had that bout. He had the bout. He vacated all his bouts. He had all the bouts except for the WBC, you know, which Vitaly Klitschko had. So Tyson Fury, as you know, he went on a depression spiral, and then you know, he had to vacate the bouts really because he didn't fulfill his rematch with Klitschko, so he vacated the bouts, which all the bouts went to different sanctions, which when the WBO back then, you know, Parker was on a winning streak, so the WBO decided, right, Parker versus Ruiz, and that's the first time that I heard of Ruiz or saw him fight. You know, like I said on one of my first videos, that when AJ versus Klitschko, that's what brought back the division for me. So basically, I was tuned out of heavyweight boxing, man, for a good 10, 11 years, man. You know, that's when Lewis retired, basically. So after Lennox Lewis, I tuned out of heavyweight boxing. But yeah, anyway, man, enough about me. Let's get back to the boxing talk, man. So, Andy Ruiz, man. You know, very fast, extremely fast, actually. Personally, man, I think he's the fastest heavyweight in history. Especially with the jab, you know. I would say he's got a quicker jab than Ali. I would say that, man. I said it, you know. He's got a quicker jab than Muhammad Ali, man, in his prime. You could say Cassius Clay, you know, because Cassius Clay had a quicker jab than Ali, the same person, you know. So, I mean, he has a quicker jab than Ali. Definitely, man, a threat for anyone in the division, man. A threat to anybody, man. Why I say, of course, Arreola needs to hurt him in the early rounds, because everyone needs to hit him in the early rounds, man. The guy is excellent. He calls himself the Destroyer. He's an excellent counter puncher. I would say his head movement is spectacular. You know, his head movement is basically what stops him from getting knocked out. You know, he's never lost by knockout. It's because he's got excellent head movement, good reflex, and punches in volumes, man. He keeps punching, very fast hands. He is also an inside fighter, so you know. But that being said, you know, Arreola, like I said, he's like a window shopper, so he has his gloves up. All he wants to do is, you know, trade blow for blow, really. Well, with Andy, man, you're trading one blow for 10 blows. You know, this guy's a combination, you know, quick hands, you know, fast hands, man, combination puncher, fast head movement, you know, like I said, man, quicker jab than Ali. You know, a lot of people will say, well, I'm tuning out after you said that, man. I don't believe that, but man, just watch his fight. Watch his fight, man. He's very fast, and you can see now that he's actually dropped down 30 pounds, man. So I mean, he's gonna be even quicker, I'd say. But it's gonna be interesting, to see if he can knock him out, because a lot of people have knocked out Arreola. Like I said, Stavern knocked him out of the ring, man. Bermain Stavern, he knocked him out of the ring. So I mean, if Ruiz can knock him out, man, with the weight loss, because usually the more weight you have, man, the more you can the harder you can hit, and basically, man, it comes down to also technique, so the guys that don't have much weights, because they have good technique in their punch, they can knock you out, like Wilder. For instance, Deontay Wilder, 41 knockouts, because it's the way that he's throwing that right, it's the technique, it's the way that he's doing it. When you're a heavy fighter and you're a window shopper like Arreola, man, you just got to have weights and force and power to knock you out, man, There's no real technique with just slugging it out and brawling, you know what I mean? So, I mean, it's going to be interesting, man, to see if Ruiz can knock him out. I hope he knocks him out, man, But again, man, like I said, if Arreola can catch him early and hurt him early, then he does stand a very slim chance, very slim chance, Andy Ruiz is a guy that can take a punch, and he's a guy that he is, he calls himself the destroyer, he just keeps coming after you. He's very quick with his reflex as well, He's basically once he gets into his rhythm, he's very hard to beat, man. That's why you have to hurt him early to stop that rhythm. Like if you watch his fight against AJ, what he done, man, AJ came with the right hand lead. He cut him with the first punch. So basically he stopped his rhythm from the start. And from then, all Ruiz was doing was looking for that hook, man, in the later round. Just said, come, man, come, let's fight, So I mean, he definitely needs to try to stop Ruiz's rhythm in the fight. Once Ruiz gets started, that's it, man. I see the referee stopping the fight. Just because Arreola, man, he's not as fast as Ruiz. I'll give him more power than him. I'd say he has more power than Ruiz in the right hand anyway. But Ruiz has better technique. And if he throws the right punch with the right technique, man, if he throws his hook and twists his... So if you're throwing a hook and you twist your body with the hook, it's going to knock anyone out, man, or hurt anyone in the heavyweight division. It's all on technique, a clean shot. And not only that, man, he's a good counter puncher. He's training with probably the best counter puncher out there at the moment. One of the best anyway, I'd say. Canelo and Crawford will be the best out there for counter punching. That's my personal opinion. But yeah, I see the referee stopping the fight. It's an interesting fight. It's a fight that I definitely want to watch. I want to see if Ruiz can knock out Arreola, man, do something that Vitaly Klitschko and Wilder couldn't do, win by knockout. Arreola's a tough customer, man, he gets back up. Wilder and Vitaly, both heavy hitters, stopped Arreola by TKO, but I want to see Ruiz knock him out, I hope that he does. And Arreola, man, I wish him nothing but the best, man. I commend him for his heart as a champion. But I see this fight going as a referee stoppage. But I'm hoping for a knockout from Ruiz. And yeah, man, that's my breakdown, really. Ruiz coming at Arreola, man. Arreola in trouble, getting stopped by round 7 or round 8, man. I didn't see it going the distance. He's definitely coming into the zone of Ruiz's strengths, man, his inside game. So, I mean, the conclusion comes as this, man. Ruiz wins the fight by stoppage from the referee, but hoping for a knockout. Thanks for tuning in, man, once again. And I want to say, man, please leave a comment, especially the boxing, um, especially the boxing public, man. Please leave a comment. And I'm going to continue to talk about boxing, man, in the near future, as well as more music. But other than that, man, thanks for tuning in, man. Peace out, man. Have a great day. Enjoy the weekend, man. Much love.